ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದಿರೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ, ಒಂದು 10 ದಿನದೊಳಗಡೆ ನೀವು 900 ಕೌಂಟ್ ನ ನೀವು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ರೀಚ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 900 ಕೌಂಟ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದ್ 30 ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಮೇಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಜೂನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ 900 ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. Q1 ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಅದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹಿತ. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಸರ್.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all of you. Myself Ratan Thapadia, and I have recently joined CSC as a senior manager for life insurance and NPS project for the CSC for Pan India. Today we are going to discuss the NPS product, and which is a very fantastic product. But as of now, we didn't see any spur in that product due to lack of the knowledge or lack of focus, we can say. But yes, the training as for that the reason the training has been conducting for each and every states. We are going to train all the DCDMs, and further that the concerned DCDM has to done training for their BLEs. So it is critically important for all of you to understand the NPS product very well, and once you are go through with the product, then you are able to train your VLE. Otherwise, you can't, because in our business or of the setup, the VLE is the backbone of our business. So if VLE didn't have adequate knowledge, or he has some restriction on the product, or he didn't know anything about the product, then he is not able to sell, and ultimately we have to be suffer with our target. So my request to all of you, whatever you have the query regarding NPS, please note down, and once I finish the slides, then come up with your queries, resolve your doubts, each and every doubt, and still after this training or presentation, if you have doubts, then you can call me, WhatsApp me, send me a mail. We definitely will try to provide you the desired level of support 24/7. Right. So let's we start with the presentation, as the first slide itself so because it is in Hindi, and the purpose the meaning of this slide is when we attain the age of 60, then our life should be as good as we are in our early age. Means कि जब भी हम retire हो, when we retire, we have the financial security with us without any dependency to anyone. Either it can be a children, or it could be a relative, whatever it is. But we have to be financially independent. So this is a symbol. If we are financially independent, then we do not have the option to wait for our day-to-day routine expenses on somebody else's shoulder. So the first second slide of this sheet is explaining what the entry is, because it is very important that we know who will be customer for this product, whom to contact. So what for any product, we first know the entry age. So in NPS, the entry age is 18 to 60 and 60 to 65. Why it is so? If a person join early in NPS, then the retirement age counted for that person is 60. And if somebody want to join NPS in later stage, like 50, 60 or 60 odd years, then the entry age for them is 65, up till 65. Pension will start from 60 years onwards, as we know, because retirement age in India is 60 years. So after 60 years, the person is eligible for pension. But if he do not have any option for pension, then what he will get or she will get? That's the reason NPS is commenced into the all the citizens. The NPS earlier the NPS has been launched for only central government employee where they have the setup for pension, permanent pension. But after that, government have removed this rule and imposed NPS in 2004. But after that, some years government has amended it to further, and it is open for all the citizens of India, whether he is a salaried person in private sector, whether he is a businessman or self-employed, it is open for all. So hence now we can say कि NPS pension, anybody can get pension through NPS. So this is the government of India project, and for that government has created a body which is called PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulator Development Authority. This is the autonomous body to take care pension, to take care NPS subscriber, their rights, and the PFID is working to protect the customers, subscriber right, their investment, so that कि उनके साथ कोई cheating ना हो. The fundamental of this trust is only to regulate NPS, to check wherever it is required, and give the adequate amount of return by minimum cost. So PFIDA is a regulatory body as good as like insurance regulatory body is IRDAI, banking regulatory body is RBI. So PFIDA is the same role for NPS. As I said, anyone can join in NPS, but condition is he is a citizen of India, either he is a resident or non-resident Indian. Age should be 18 to 65 years as on date of joining. Either he is a salaried, self-employed or a businessman with due compliance and KYC. Then the subscriber is able to join the NPS. Benefit of NPS. There's a couple of benefits are there in NPS, but broadly we have categorized into 5 categories as per the product nature. The first is simple, second is flexible, third is portable, fourth is tax saving, and fifth is transparent cost structure.
सर वो थोड़ा सा जो स्क्रीन को थोड़ा सा ये जो ना जूम कर देता अच्छा है सर, नहीं तो जो ना स्लाइड भी दिखाया था अच्छा है सर.
Okay. Now it's visible.
स्लाइड भी वो आएगा ना सर, वो पूरा नहीं आता सर. सर प्रेजेंटेशन
अगर
हाँ सर फुल स्क्रीन.
But it is already full screen.
No sir, you have tried.
ओके सर.
ठीक है, but I zoom it further. It will
संजय सर ಅದು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಸರ್, ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ किया तो वो पूरा आएगा सर.
Shift F5 sir. F5 sir.
हाँ सर F5 को ये करना सर, प्रेस कर देना सर.
Shift F5 sir.
कोई नहीं, वो तो मैं कर दूंगा.
हाँ जी सर. फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग करके उसको ये करना सर, स्क्रॉल कर देना. हाँ ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर.
Now it's visible?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. So broadly NPS have 5 benefits, which is simple, flexible, portable, tax saving, and transparent cost structure. So I will elaborate more on each and every benefits of the NPS. First is simple. Yes, NPS is the simplest form of financial product without any much technical glitch in the product. it's very simple to understand. Either a person is background from a finance sector or not, but they can easily understand the NPS product. First, the age criteria is universe 18 to 65. So understanding is clear कि 18-65 तक anybody can join the NPS. Second, the product is very simple. We have to be the subscriber have to be deposited once in a year, minimum once in a year, and till the age of retirement. So again, it is simple कि in a year आपको एक बार पैसा जमा करना है till the age of 60 or retirement age. Second, then after it is comes with nominal KYC requirement. It is as good as open from Aadhaar card or voter ID or PAN card, whatever ID proof the customer have. So there is no much requirement of documents into the registration process. Maturity is also simple, easily brief. After the age of 60, customer have the choice to select the annuity provider from their will, and they will provide the pension to the customer, depend upon his desire. So hence the product is kept as simple as that, so that anybody can understand the product and accordingly plan the retirement. Second is flexible. Yes, it is this is the only product which is flexible. We know if we withdraw the money from ATM, there is a restriction. After certain transactions, we have to be levied a ATM transaction charges. Like in the saving account, if you deposited the amount after certain transactions, the bank will charge charges to deposit for the deposited money. But in NPS, it is flexible, and number of transactions the subscriber can do, and number of transactions. Hence, it is flexible. There is no restriction. We have to be the customer have to be deposited the money on this interval or that interval, or the condition is lying 5 to 10 transactions they can do in the NPS account. It is not like that. Wherever they want, how much they have, as per their needs, they can deposit it. Like example, if a new registration will happen, then at the first time transaction, customer have to be deposited 500 rupees and opening the account. In a year, the customer have to deposit it only 1000 rupees minimum to continue with NPS account. Hence, the contribution amount is very, very lesser than the other product. It is starting from 1000 rupees per annum. And customer, if a new customer is going for a registration, then he open his account with 500 rupees, and remaining 500 rupees he can deposit it in 10 installment, 5 installment, 2 installment, as per their convenience. That's why it is called flexible. Because customer have to decide how much they want to contribute towards NPS apart from the minimum limit. Upper limit, there is no restriction for upper limit. If I have the capacity to pay to fund my NPS account 10 lakh rupees per annum, crore of rupees annum, I have no, PFRD have no issues. They accept the money. Depend upon our pocket is allowing. Third is portable. Yes, the product is portable. Why it is? Because suppose somebody have the account, open the account in Chitradurga, and after that he moved to Bangalore. So he can access, or they can access their account from Bangalore itself, either through online or connect through a VLE. So it is a portable. Everywhere in India, we are there. मतलब VL is there, point CSC is there, so they can access their account. And if customer is computer savvy or internet savvy, then they can access their account through online. So there's no need to worry about the changes in account or address changes and like that. They can access through everywhere. Next and fourth major benefit is tax benefit. We heard that tax benefit is what is tax benefit, but and the सबसे famous जो tax benefit in middle class family or the salaried class family is ATC or ATD. Uh, the, if anybody want to contribute in NPS, then they can have the option. They can file the tax over and above the ATC tax limit. They can take the benefit of ATCCD through NPS up to 50,000 rupees of contribution. Means if I'm my ATC limit is full, 1.5 lakh, I'm already I have saving in either it is a life insurance premium or a provident fund account or children education, whatever it is. But my ATC limit is full, but I have excess money with me or I have the saving, but I don't get tax benefit in form of any other rebate. Then I can opt for NPS where I can get 50,000 up to 50,000 rupees of tax benefit. So it is dual benefit for the customer. First is tax benefit. If I am suppose falling in 10% income tax bracket and I am saving 50,000 in NPS, then my tax benefit is 5,000 rupees upfront per annum. So first my first return is 5,000 rupees per annum, and my second return is the investment return on investment, because जो भी मैं पैसा कंट्रीब्यूट करूंगा towards my NPS account, it is invested into market, and the invested money is earned return in terms of interest. Hence, I have or customer have the dual benefit by doing and by opening a NPS account. Next is transparent cost structure. The product, as I quoted in my first quote, when I elaborating about simple, if the product is where 100% transparent product, there is no hidden charges. All charges, all terms and conditions in NPS, it is in black and white. Customer will never come up that by saying I have this that was not told me or ये मुझे नहीं बताया गया था या ऐसा बताया गया था. There is no option like that. So entire product is a transparent product and cheapest product of the financial industry in Indian market. Why am I saying cheapest product? If we compare it to mutual fund, if we compare it to portfolio management service, PMS services, if we compare it to insurance product, this is the cheapest product with nominal cost for the investment. Or why it is charges cost is because whatever we have the contribution from entire India, the fund manager invests the money on our behalf into the market. Hence, NPS have the charges, but it is lowest in the industry, in Indian industry. So these are the benefits, major benefits of the NPS. So same thing we have to be conveyed to our VLE, and that VLE should convey to the customer. Then it will be a fruitful result for us, and we will able to garner maximum NPS account and hit our target for this quarter or for this annum. So NPS basically have two types of account, but we are doing only tier 1 account because I will cover tier 2 account as well, but it is non-relevant to our portfolio because we have a set of customers. It is primarily tier 1 account. What is tier 1 and what is tier 2? There is broadly one or two difference. When I can say it is two difference in tier 1 and tier 2 account. Tier 1 account is a retirement account of a person. Tier 2 account is the investment account of that person. So if anyone have tier 1 account, then he can go or she can go for tier 2 account. If they do not have tier 1 account, they can't be able to open the tier 2 account. In tier 1 account, there are restrictions on the withdrawal and the locking period, but in tier 2 account, there is no restriction on withdrawal of the invested amount and the locking period. So these are the basic difference in tier 1 and tier 2. Although it is not relevant, tier 2 is not relevant to us, but some customer maybe will find out they may want to open the tier 2 account. Then in that scenario, our VLE should be know what is the tier 1 and tier 2 account. Basically, now we are focusing on tier 1 account only, and I will complete this. Tier 1 account, as I said, it is the retirement account, and how it is works. Whatever contribution the subscriber will make, it is goes into the market on behalf of the fund manager. They invest the money into equity market, corporate bonds, or government securities. It is predefined condition by PFRDA. Out of on equity, government and corporate bond को छोड़ के PF fund managers are not able to. They have the restriction. They have to be invested in only three segments, not in other segments. It is a regulatory guideline from PFRDA. So contribution plus investment growth minus charges equal to our accumulated pension wealth, or we can say the corpus for the person. How it is arrived? Contribution. If I'm doing NPS, if I have the NPS account and I am continuously funding my account on year basis, whatever the amount I wish, the amount has got invested into the market. They earned the corpus is earned the return minus charges. The charges is nominal, but yes, charges are there. If we minus these charges, then the not corpus is आएगा, वो हमारा net corpus होगा. It is accumulated for our pension. So, in tier 1 account, as I said, there is conditional and restricted on withdrawal. First is a minimum contribution at the time of account opening, which I already covered. It's 500 rupees. If customer is a new customer for the NPS, then his account will be open only with 500 rupees. If he want to contribute more than that, he can, but minimum amount is 500. In a year, 1000 rupees will be contributed in NPS account. In entire year, one contribution has to be by laws. The customer have to be doing one transaction in a year. If he is not contributed in once in a year, then account will be freezed, and after that the VL is not able to deposit the money on behalf of the customer into NPS account. In that scenario, customer have to visit the PFRDA website, log in through their mobile brand number and user ID password, and he have to be remit the amount into NPS account. After that, his account will be live, and then he can deposit it through BLE. So ये जनरल क्वेरी आता होगा फील्ड से कि कस्टमर का अकाउंट फ्रीज हो गया एंड द रीजन बिहाइंड इज कि इफ द अकाउंट इज नॉन कंट्रीब्यूटेड in a year, the account will be freezed. And deposited frequency in NPS Tier 1 account or Tier 2 account is unlimited. If I got money on daily basis, I will able to deposit money on daily basis into NPS account without any restriction. So this is all about the Tier 1 account, basic features, restrictions, and platform, how it is works. Do anyone have any query till now? Please let me know. Otherwise, I will continue with the next slide.
ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. James. I think sir किसी को कुछ ये नहीं लगते क्वेश्चंस है. सिद्धू ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿ.
Okay.
ठीक है सर. लास्ट में
No issues. No issues. We have the session till end, so no issues. Okay. Yes. The next slide is on tax, which I already covered in my benefits of NPS. But again, I reiterated the same thing. If a person is subscriber is an employee, either he is a MNC employee or in a private sector or a small salary class person, they can take the tax benefit through NPS over and above the ATC limit. ATC limit is 1.5 lakh per annum as per the recent tax IIT guidelines. That person can claim 50,000 rupees towards NPS contribution under section 80CC-D. And the person is self-employed or a businessman, then the calculation will happen 20% of the gross income. If a person is earning is 5 lakh rupees per annum and he is a businessman, then he can take the tax benefit up to 20% of the gross income, ideally 10,000 rupees through the NPS. And it is also comes under 80CC-D, the tax benefit. Vice versa, if an employer want to contribute their employees and into provident NPS account, they can do the same, and for that they have also the tax benefit towards contribution of the employee NPS account. Now the such the biggest query which I seen in at ground, we have convinced customer is ready and he is going to open the NPS account. But before this, he will definitely ask, what about the partial withdrawal? Or partial withdrawal is a uniform word. He may be asked कि when I will get the money, मैं कब इसको break करवा सकता हूँ, अगर in case I have an emergency like this. Yes, in NPS there is a provision of partial withdrawal. Customer or subscriber can take the partial withdrawal, but it has some conditions that customer needs to fulfill. First condition is the subscriber have to be remain invested in NPS bare minimum for 3 years. or we can say the locking period in NPS is minimum 3 years. After completion of 3 years, the subscriber is able to withdraw the money through NPS account. Not before that. Means if I open the NPS account today itself, then I will I will withdraw my amount in 2024 only. And it is a regulated guideline. We have to be completed 3 years to take the partial withdrawal. The second condition is the partial withdrawal amount should not be exceed 25% of their contribution. Please understand, the subscriber contribution, not it is the interest part. If I am contributing 1 lakh rupees in NPS account per annum, so after 3 years, I will be deposited 3 lakh rupees. So total in 3 years, I have deposited 3 lakh rupees, and the amount is invested into the market. Hence, the amount will earn return also. But if I go for a partial withdrawal after 3 years, then I have or I will get 3 lakh rupees, 25%. It comes around 75,000. Although my investment value or my corpus value will be 3.5 lakh rupees or 4 lakh rupees, whatever it is. But my calculation for partial withdrawal stands for 3 lakh rupees, which is my contribution. If you're taking the 25%, it comes 75,000 only. So this is my partial withdrawal limit. And partial limit is allowed if the subscriber have 4 conditions. Majorly, it is as of now 4 conditions. First is higher education, either for him, her, or their children. Right? Marriage purpose, self-marriage or children marriage. The purchase of a construction of residential plot or house or a flat. Or in case the family have some critical illness. In that scenario, it is permissible to partially withdraw from NPS account. And one more condition. A subscriber can withdraw 3 times into their NPS account in total tenure. Suppose my age is 30 and I bought NPS, then my retirement age is 60. So total difference between vesting age and investment age and retirement age is 30. So in 30 years tenure, I will be able to take partial withdrawal 3 times in total tenure. So these about the partial withdrawal. You should aware about the partial withdrawal because customer will definitely ask this question to VLE or to you. Then it comes to exit, permanent exit from the NPS account. Yes, the permanent exit option is available in NPS, but it complies with conditions. The exit will be broadly with 3 reasons. First is premature exit, second is superannuation age exit, or third is death of the subscriber. So what is premature exit? Premature exit is the customer want to exit before attending the retirement age. Means customer age when he started the NPS, the age was 30, and before attending the 60 age of retirement age, I want to exit from NPS account. Yes, it is allowed, but minimum 10 years should be completed. So person started his NPS in the age of 30, he or she able to exit from the age of 40 only. So minimum 10 years he have to be in NPS, then it is permissible for exit. When person opt for a exit, premature exit, so there is some calculation on that how much he will get as a lump sum and how much goes to a pension purpose. So it is 80% for the pension purpose and 20% for lump sum. Means he, the person have the total corpus. It is divided in two parts. First is for annuity purpose, yani ki pension, and second is lump sum withdrawal. So the person total corpus, if let's say example it is 10 lakh rupees, then 80% out of 10 lakh, 80% is 8 lakh rupees remain kept for the pension, because the NPS account is the only purpose is the person should get the pension in their retirement age. So the 8 lakh rupees is remain kept with NPS for their retirement age pension, and 20% of that corpus the person will get the time of exit, which is 2 lakh rupees. But if the total corpus is stand less than 1 lakh rupees, then PFRDA says he or she able to get the entire corpus in a lump sum withdrawal. Means अगर उसका corpus 1 लाख रुपए से नीचे होगा, they can take the entire amount as a lump sum withdrawal from NPS account. So this is the first criteria for exit. Second is as when the person attains the age of retirement is ideally it is 60, then it is a compulsorily exit from the NPS account because he has completed his the tenure of NPS account. In that scenario, again the corpus divided in two parts. First is pension calculation and second is as lump sum withdrawal. But the limit has been changed in compulsory exit. The total corpus of the person, let's say again we took example of 10 lakh rupees only to understand the calculation. If his total corpus at the age of 60 is 10 lakh rupees, then 40% remain kept for pension purpose and 60% corpus is goes to a lump sum withdrawal. This is the minimum criteria from PFRDA. But if a person want to total funded to pension, he have the option. He want to 50% contribution, he have the option. Whatever the percentage over and above 40% is permissible for pension, but it is not less than 40%. Again, a condition in withdrawing, if that person corpus total corpus is less than 2 lakh rupees, then the total amount they will able to get as a withdrawal in a lump sum part. After withdrawing the total corpus of 2 lakh rupees, PFRDA says if the corpus is less than 2 lakh rupees, then they do not need to fund their pension. Because its corpus is less than 2 lakh rupees, the pension is very nominal amount. So it doesn't make sense to the customer or the subscriber. Hence PFRDA says you can take the entire amount with you, and whatever you want, you can do with this parcel total corpus amount. Again, if it's depend upon the customer choice, let's say at the age of 60, I have other income sources which is 10 years. Means the customer do not want to take the pension at the age of 60, then he have the option to extend up to age the 70. But once he attend the age of 70, he have to be off the pension option. On maturating this or maturing this NPS account, the subscriber have to choose the annuity provider. Annuity provider is not other than there are the life insurance companies in India. So PFRDA allows 17 company as of now where a subscriber can choose for the annuity or pension product from them. So all the major insurance companies in India, they have the pension product, and PFRDA regulated out of 23, 17 companies in listed there where the subscriber can choose their will on their will. I go with which company to take my pension. Third, in case customer ki unfortunate demise, in that scenario, nominee will get the 100% of the corpus amount in a lump sum withdrawal. In that scenario, pension option is not applicable to the nominee. They have the right to withdraw entire amount from the subscriber account, and the nominee want to continue with NPS account, then he or she can open a fresh account, or the corpus should hand over to the annuity provider where they can get the pension. So it depends upon the nominee whether they want to withdraw the entire amount as a lump sum withdrawal or invested somewhere else. If they want to take the pension, then they go for the annuity provider. So it depends upon the totally on nominee choice. So these are the permissible exit from the NPS account. Broadly, it is in three categories: premature exit on the age of superannuation age or retirement age, or a death due to any cause. Death due to any cause. It can be a illness, it can be accident, it can be a normal death. Whatever the scenario, if customer demise or subscriber demise, then nominee will get the amount. When attending the superannuation age, the corpus he get as a lump sum, it is totally tax free. So customer have the dual tax benefit here. First, for their contribution, and second, when he got the lump sum amount from their NPS account. Partial withdrawal is also a tax exempted. Total maturity is partial withdrawal is tax exempted. There is no taxation for that lump sum amount. So these are the for the NPS product only. Next is our NPS registration process. So I would like to ask anyone have any query for the NPS product, please let me know.
Sir, could you please repeat what is the minimum contribution per annum in Tier 1?
Is Tier 1, the minimum contribution amount is 1,000 rupees per annum for a subscriber.
Okay, sir.
In a year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Sir, Govardhan from Udupi district.
Ji.
Sir, I have a query regarding that TDS deduction after premium paid, sir. If a beneficiary pays a like if he does the NPS in bank, a beneficiary pays 500, premium, he will get the confirmation message that 500 is deposited. When it comes to CC, if he does same here, he will get a confirmation message that 476 only deposited and around 26 is deducting, sir. Regard this yearly sir rising prices.
That is the charges of the NPS account. If the customer goes for one-time registration, out
No,
of
sir,
500,
I'm talking about premium, sir. After registration, they're pay a premium for per month.
like after registration,
The premium they pay every month.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना कि once whenever the subscriber made a contribution, there is a charges. So वही मैं brief कर रहा हूँ. If a new registration and first time registration, the minimum amount is 500 rupees to opening account. Out of 500, really will get total charges is 200 plus GST. Then the out of 500, 240 rupees will be invested in the corpus and 260 rupees goes to the charges. This is a one-time charges. After that, he made any subsequent transaction into their NPS account, the 20 rupees flat will be debited from the account. So that is the reason they got the slip. I will show you the slip also in earlier next slide. You will understand what goes to the contribution and how much will be the charges. Because the charges is reason being if a VL is opening account, then the NPS or PFRD have to be paid to the VLE also. So 200 rupees the VLE commission, or typically he will get out of 200, 176 rupees he will get the NPS registration process, and 16 rupees per transaction he get as a commission.
Sir, good morning, sir. So annuity plan, sir, after 60.
See, after 60, I had earlier said that PFIDA impaneled 17 insurance company, which is presence in India. Total 23 companies are there, life insurance companies are there. Out of 17 companies impaneled with PFRDA, then the customer have the choice to select the annuity provider, whether it could be LIC, SBI, India First, or Kotak, Aditya Birla, Max Life, whatever insurance company they have, or the customer feel that this company I will go for this company. That is totally depend upon the customer. In PFRD, there is no restriction on selection of the company for the annuity provider.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I have two queries. One is regarding while registering NPS, there is one option is coming, sir, that LC50, that three options are coming.
Yes. I will cover this on my later slide. It is a process of registration process.
Yes.
So I will cover this.
Sir,
before that,
sir, one more query. You told about the tax exemption, sir. Is the tax exemption applicable for the family members? Suppose one head of the family is making NPS accounts to his family members, his or her family members. Is that exemptions applicable to their family members also, sir? Or only for individual person?
No. The tax exemption is only individual basis. If I will go for a NPS, then I will get the tax benefit only.
Sir,
My spouse
you
or my
told about
parents
the
will not able to get the
employment.
tax benefit.
If suppose the owner of a company try to make NPS account for their employees, uh, yeah.
Yes, in case, yes, yes. If employer wants to fund the employee NPS account, then employer will get the tax benefit. It is called as the expenses towards welfare of the employee. In that scenario, employer will get the
That is not
tax
in case
benefit.
of family.
No, not in this case family. Only it's the employer-employee relationship is established. Then the employer will get the tax
Yes,
benefit.
yes. Thank you.
ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್
So,
ಕೇಳಿ.
Yes, because I have another session with Tamil Nadu team. It is already past 11:10. The session will be started at 11 a.m. only. So I will quickly complete the query which is raised by the person. Once we really go for the registration of the customer, after filling the basic details, the two query majorly asked by the PFID. First is the investment option, second their investment choice. So investment strategy, PFIDA breaks into three parts. First is LC75, second is LC50, third is LC25. LC stands for life cycle 75, life cycle 50 and life cycle 25. What it is? It is the investment proportion of the contribution amount which goes to the market for investment purpose. 75% means the person contribution amount, 75% amount goes to the equity product and 25% goes to the government or corporate bonds. So PFID allows three categories for investment of the contribution. First is equity market, second is government bonds, and third is corporate bonds. So PFID make it into three parts. If a person willing to take the high risk and their assumption is got the higher return, then they must go for LC75, where 75% money is goes to the equity product and 25% amount is goes to the corporate or government securities bond. If a person is a little bit conservative, he want median return, then they can opt LC50, means 50% portion of the investment or contribution goes to the equity market and 50% remains into the government securities or corporate bonds. Vice versa, LC25 is also the same, but the equity portion is reduced, or the customer is a very conservative and he wants a moderate or decent return or lower return, but with a safer side, then they must go for the LC25, where 25% of the contribution is goes to equity market and 75% amount will be invested into government or corporate bonds. This is comes in active choice. If there is a two choice of investment, first is active, second is auto. If customer want to active choice, then he have to mandatory select the life cycle, which is 75, 50 or 25. And a person is of the auto choice. Auto choice, it is meant for the person who is not keen to understand the financial market, whether it is equity, government or corporate bond, or he do not have the adequate knowledge how to invest his money. Then PFID have the option of auto choice, where the fund manager will select on behalf of the customer how much contribution towards go for equity, government securities or corporate bonds. It is primarily depending upon two criteria. First is the customer age and second is the gap between the investment started or NPS opening to the retirement age. If a person is 30 years old, then the auto choice will automatically work out that the 75% money goes to the equity market and 25% money goes to the corporate bonds. Vice versa, if a customer age is 55 or 60 years of age, then the auto choice will automatically work out and 25% of the money goes to the equity market and 75% money remain invested into corporate or government bond. So these are the two choices while registering the new registration, active and auto choice. After that, again a registration process, they will ask the select the fund manager. As of now, PFRDA impaneled 7 fund managers to invest the money on behalf of the customer, which is a combination of government companies and private big sector, big private player, which is government sector is life insurance and SBI, LIC corporation or SBI. तो LIC का पेंशन फंड है और SBI का पेंशन फंड है. ये तो हो गए गवर्नमेंट्स के फंड. And for private sector players, it is SDFC, ICICI, Aditya Birla, Kotak, and like that. So total 7 fund manager has been there in PFRDA as of now, impaneled, and it will change time to time. So after going the registration process, that question will surely asked by the VLE or it is mandatorily asked at the PFRDA platform. Which fund manager you want to select. For that, we have created a page on our website, CSC Insurance. वहाँ पे हमने पेज क्रिएट किया है NPS के regarding, where we have showing the fund manager performance from last 5 years. So if the VLE don't know or customer don't know about the fund manager, then they can take help from the website. Again, it is a suggestion only. Ultimately, this is the right of the customer to select the fund manager. Whether his own knowledge or he will consult from somebody else or consult from VLE, it is purely their self consideration only. So these are the two major technical parts, which is process of the registration, and this the VLE should aware about this, and accordingly he will select the fund manager and the investment choice. ऐसा नहीं है कि सपोज आज किसी ने अगर कोई फंड मैनेजर सेलेक्ट कर लिया है and later on he came to know that the fund manager is not performed well and any other fund performer is doing well in terms of comparatively he has selected, then he has the option to change the fund manager once in a year. He can change his investment strategy also once in a year. Either when he selected while registration he selected active choice, then he have the option to change the active choice to auto choice once in a year. He can select the fund manager or change the fund manager once in a year only. It is permissible only once in a year, so that the customer has the legacy to get the optimum out of the impaneled company by the PFRDA. These are the commission structure for the VLE. If he has doing the first fresh registration, he will get flat 160 rupees net after the TDS and all the taxes, and 16 rupees on every subsequent transaction or contribution. There are two types of transaction. One is financial transaction where the subscriber can deposit the amount. Second, if a subscriber made any changes, either nominee change, address change, mobile number change, or bank account changes, then the VLE will get 16 rupees flat for the transaction. So each and every transaction by the subscriber, they will occur 20 rupees of the charges. Out of 16 rupees goes to the VLE. And it is my request to all of you, while registration of a new customer, ensure that VLE should capture the correct details, mandatorily date of birth, mobile number and email of the customer. Because if everything goes wrong with these details, they will not able to find out the customer details. Or suppose customer didn't receive the PAN card or e-PAN card, or he's forgotten his user ID or password or lost the PAN card, then in that scenario, mobile number, email ID or date of birth will play a vital role to find out the customer. And suppose आज मैंने किसी VLE के साथ account open किया NPS, after that VLE have left the CSC. In that scenario, if mobile number, email ID should capture correctly, we can contact, or PFRD can contact with the customer to brief the account. It can be for maturity purpose, in case of demise, in case of premature partial withdrawal, whatever it is. Hence, we have to be guide our VLE to capture these three details mandatorily and correctly. So these are the stakeholders, how NPS is framed out and how it is worked. First is PFRDA, which as I explained, Pension Fund Regulated Development Authority. It is an autonomous body of the Government of India to take care NPS. Each and every working step of the NPS, PFRD is the controlling body. Also, PFRD make NPS trust to protect the subscriber interest, subscriber rights, and they do not cheated by any of the company or any of the point of presence or point of sale. It is point of presence is we are point of presence as a CSE, or our VLE is the point of presence or point of sale. CRA is a central record keeping agency where it is two type of companies are there. First is NSDL, second is K Fintech. They are doing the customer record keeping. They will keep the customer information with them, and whenever it is required, they will show to the PFRDA. Pension fund manager, as I already covered, the pension fund manager is not other than they invested the money on behalf of our contribution. So that is from my side on NPS product and the key strategies for NPS and registration process.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Questions?
Anybody want to?
Sir,
Yeah.
I have one doubt. That one, today's that one pension rate, what is that, sir? In LIC, anyone? If he per lakh.
देखिए, the pension rate currently it is close to 6%.
6% means per lakh 6,000 per annum.
Yeah.
Andre 6,000 means if it will be divided by 2 per month means it is 400 rupees per lakh.
It is
400 to 500
rupees. 500 rupees per month.
Per month. Okay. And
Yes.
the second one more doubt
Currently
is,
it is.
yes,
Yes.
if he done partial withdrawal means that also tax benefit is there.
Yes. If
Really,
it is
sir?
take the parcel
I have one
withdrawal.
doubt that.
No, it is clear. If the customer goes for the partial withdrawal, then
Yes.
the withdrawal amount is tax free.
Yes, withdrawal amount is tax free from the NPS, but bank will not give that one tax time. I think.
No. There is no role of bank.
Yes, because the amount will deposited to bank, no, sir.
So this is the bank charges. It is not the NPS charges or tax. At the point of taxation, there is no tax levied on the partially withdrawal amount. It is bank charges, like I don't think it is there because it is depend upon the overall fund he has deposited or transferred to the bank account. So it is purely on the bank charges. It is not on the income tax side from IT department or the NPS.
Yes, sir. One more doubt is there. If a person is 30 years, up to 50 years, he paid that one MPS amount. After 51, something I think his health issue, something he left that NPS and he forgot the LPS. You don't know the NPS. After 60 years, any that clarification is there? You will get that amount refund. Any options? Because he forgot that NPS only. We don't know that one mentally retired anything. How can he get that amount? That nominee person will get that amount?
I couldn't understand your question. Please
Because
ask.
if 30 years person up to 50 years, 20 years, he paid the NPS amount. After 50 years, he left
Okay.
that amount. He stopped that paying that NPS amount and all. After 51, mentally
Okay.
he is retired. Something health issues happen. After 51 onwards, he's not paid the amount. 60 also completed.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes nominee we know that one NPS is there, his father name. He can get that amount back.
Yes, yes, surely.
Yes. Okay.
Surely. If suppose the person stopped the contribution at the age of 51 and the money is invested in the NPS account, and in case demise will happen, then nominee will get the entire amount.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
ಬೇಗ ಕೇಳಿ, ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Hello, Sanjeev sir.
ಎಸ್,
Hello. Sir, if commission charge really, if you had first installment of 160 rupees, you get a commission, but remaining 16 rupees something is like that. Now, if customer wants individually, if we pay, really will not get any benefit, no sir?
No, no, it is not like that. Each and every contribution made by the subscriber really will get the commission of 16 rupees.
Himself, if we paid in online also, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಸರ್ ಈಗ PMKMY ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಲೋ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಸರ್,
ಒಬ್ರೊಬ್ರು ಕೇಳಿ. ಹೇಳಿ.
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ CSC ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ VLE ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ VLE 15 rupees ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಂ ಮೇಲೆ. ಬಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಅವರೇ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರೇ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 15 rupees ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
सर इनका बोलना है कि अगर वो ऑनलाइन पे करता है तो उस पे ये नहीं आता, कमीशन नहीं आता।
ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
Sorry. Yes,
If he is get means how he is getting that 60 rupees?
No, no. If the customer is doing the online transaction, okay, in that scenario, VLE will not get the commission. The transaction made through VLE, then it is permissible only. Because in that scenario, VLE doesn't have any role because I am the customer and I have the NPS account open through VLE. But after that, I will contribute it towards from online transaction. In that scenario, VLE will not get the commission.
इसमें कुछ जो ना ऑटो डेबिट का ऑप्शन है क्या सर?
Right now, there is no option for auto debit. We are working on that. Once it is up, we'll let you know. But as of now, online transaction customer made from his only. He will link the account, NPS account into their bank account, and where they can remit the amount to NPS. But as of now, automatic debit is not happening in CSC.
Sir, that was the Swavalamban auto debit is there, no sir?
Swavalamban का होगा, but for NPS we do not have अभी the automatic debit facility. We are working on that, and I can't commit the time frame right now. But yes, we are working on that, and once it is there, we'll communicate it to same.
Yes, please.
ಸರ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬಂದು 1000 rupees ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನದ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಅನ್ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್
ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
इनका क्वेश्चन यही है ना कि एनपीएस अकाउंट फ्रीज हो जाता है,
हाँ सर,
उसके बाद
उसको
वो
अभी
अनफ्रीज
क्या
कैसे होगा?
Right.
तो उसका ये है he
Yes, madam.
if
From
a
SBI General
subscriber
Bhagyalakshmi here, madam.
stop the contribution towards